So apparently, there is an alleged Games Workshop email. And this email supposedly reveals that they're going to double down on female Adeptus Custodes, which we kind of already knew, right? We kind of already knew that was going to happen. But apparently they have a planned miniature for Horus Heresy 3.0. So this article comes to us from Phantom Pulse. Let's bring it up here. Check it out. Alleged Games Workshop email reveals company doubling down on female Adeptus Custodes. An alleged accidental email from Games Workshop seems to confirm female Adeptus Custodes miniatures are coming in 2025 in a double down on the feminization of Warhammer 40k. Now, before we continue, guys, just want to reiterate, this is a rumor, okay? I don't know how many times I have to say it. This is a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt until proven otherwise. But I got to tell you, with all the nonsense regarding female Adeptus Custodes, and the fact that not only just Games Workshop, but some of the woke Warhammer fans, how hard both of them were going to try to convince everybody that female Adeptus Custodes were always a thing. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't come out with a miniature this year. I really am. I would imagine that with all the backlash and all the craziness going on with the miniatures, not with the miniatures, I'm sorry, with the female Adeptus Custodes, I would imagine that they would have brought this, to life already. I don't know why they're taking so long to come out with a female Adeptus Custodes miniature. It almost seems like they were just waiting until the dust settled before they eventually came out with it. But it just seems odd to me that they didn't do it sooner. I feel like they should have did it already by now. So it says this week, the Warhammer 40k community started buzzing that perhaps Games Workshop might be walking back their change of the lore to where there are female Adeptus Custodes when the original works always stated they were male. This occurred after a screenshot of Warhammer 40k, the Ultimate Guide, was shared to X by Wokehammer Els, which states, as a legion of exceptional individuals, the Adeptus Custodes are less regimented than other Imperial forces, with promotion based entirely on merit. The Captain General leads, aided by a group of 10 tribunes. Below the tribunate, commanders of individual forces are known as shield captains. Armies or shield hosts are formed from across all 5 orders. Dozens of other sub-organizations, brotherhoods, and grouping run through the orders, such as the Wardens, Shadowkeepers, or Solar Watch. So, you guys know I made a video on this. It did pretty well on the channel. A lot of people saw it, talking about the fact that they went back and removed the inclusive language regarding the female Adeptus Custodes, where they announced that Adeptus Custodes are no longer brotherhoods, that now they're gatherings, which is the weirdest fucking, it's so nasty. Woke language is actually nasty. It goes out of its way to try to describe something so disingenuously that it ends up sounding so disgustingly stupid. Right? To call a group like the Adeptus Custodes gatherings is just like nasty, bro. I'm sorry, it's nasty. That's like all the fake names that they try to come up with instead of mom and dad. You know what I mean? They try to come up with these weird, nasty gendered language replacements, and it's just dumb. But anyway, so that's besides the point. Now, forget the excerpt. We already know that Gav Thorpe has confirmed on his Blue Sky that there are female Adeptus Custodes. If you look, Hoodguard said, just confirming, because of all the ruckus with the DK book, female Custodes are still a part of Warhammer, correct? Gavthorpe says, yes, of course they are. Not every miniature is included. I don't recall exactly, but we may have already finished that section when the series miniature went public. DK didn't have access to pre-release pictures. This fueled more speculation that female Adeptus Custodes miniatures were in the works, something that has not been done yet despite the change in the 10th edition lore to include them, as well as showing one in the animated short, The Tith. Now, further fueling the rumors, a Warhammer 40k account, Crypto Miniatures on X, posted, you do know they released a show about it. They have an entire release coming with female Custodes next year for Horus Heresy 3.0 even. When questioned about this assertion, the account posted what he claims to be a portion of a mistake email from Games Workshop detailing a planned release for June of 2025, which says Horus Heresy 3.0 campaign, the introduction of a female Custodes tribune to lead a specialized contingent of the Legio Custodes. The possibility of portraying a Custodes tribune who defines expectations, showing that the Empire's elite defenders might be Mo something. Mo something? I have no idea. So, again, just an FYI, this is coming from a fan account or some sort of account. Who really knows? But I am very much surprised. I will be shocked if this is not real. And the reason why I'll be shocked if this is not real is because, like I said earlier, this should have happened already, right? There should have already been female Adeptus Custodes miniatures. If you're going to say that they've always been around since the dawn of time and we're just being gaslit and we don't know any better, right? And we didn't recognize them, we didn't see them, and they were always part of the, if that was always the case, then there should have already been female Adeptus Custodes already, which there wasn't, obviously. But now there will be. They should have released it this year. I don't understand what took them so long. If they were smart, they would have released it at the time that they announced that there was always female Adeptus Custodes. But the truth is that there wasn't always female Adeptus Custodes, and that they had to then kind of double back and make these new miniatures in order to bolster and justify their new woke claims. That's basically it. So anyway, let's continue. Several fans question the authenticity of this email. Crypto Miniatures maintains it's correct and that there are about 30 more items listed in the email from Games Workshop as they plan for upcoming releases throughout 2025. He posted about it again, just FYI, Femstodes aren't going away at all. In fact, Games Workshop is going to be doubling down after 3.0 releases of the with more Custodes updates and moving everything to plastic from resin. Custodes 3.0 Tribune is rumored to have female head option per accidental email. Wow. So Phantom Pulse reached out to Crypto Miniatures asking if this further confirmation we could be given, and he maintains the screenshot is very real and that Games Workshop is investigating the incident as to how it got out. Why would you care? Why would you care how it got out? You shouldn't care how it got out. If you think people are going to love this, then there's no reason to wait to the last second. Just why don't you get them hyped now? Everybody's going to be hyped, right? Everybody loves it, right? It's like, so I don't understand. Anyway, again, this is a rumor, so please take this with a grain of salt. It's just a rumor. But at the end of the day, if 2025 comes around and they don't introduce female Adeptus Custodes miniatures, then they're gonna get fucked regardless, right? The woke is gonna eat them alive. They're gonna be like, where are our female Adeptus Custodes? We need them. Where are they, right? And also going from resin to plastic, I'm sure that's going to piss off a lot of people. I'm sure that's going to upset a lot of people. But that's besides the point. That's a whole nother, that's a quality conversation. That's a whole nother thing. I don't know how serious that is when it comes to tabletop. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be upset over it. But that's a whole nother conversation. So he provided more information about the supposed Horus Heresy 3.0 campaign. However, stating dark mechanisms will be the big bad of this iteration. So I don't know if you guys believe it. I'll leave that up to you. Again, it's just a rumor at the end of the day, but it very much should be something that would have happened already. I don't understand why it hasn't happened by now. I don't understand why they haven't released Adeptus Custodes female miniatures by now. If you really are about that life, then be about that life and release that shit and stand by it. That way you can't go back, right? Once you release that product, you can't go back. So you got to stand by it no matter what it does to your IP. Just stand by it. Fuck it. Clearly, there's going to be so many people out there just dying to go buy female Adeptus Custodes, I'm sure. And don't get me wrong, there are a bunch of Warhammer fans that are woke as fuck. I know. Trust me, they're in my comments every day angry. No matter how objective I try to be on a video about it, they're just angry as fuck. So I get it. But I guess we'll see. Waka says plastic is better than resin. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. Again, I'm not a tabletop guy. I wouldn't know. But I know a lot of people are using 3D printers now. I'll tell you that. A lot of people are using 3D print. Every time I make a video about Games Workshop and Warhammer, there's like 100 comments that say 3D printer go burr. So it is what it is, man. People are going to make their own stuff at this point, and I think it's becoming more and more of an accepted practice. So that's going to fuck over Games Workshop at some point or another anyway. So Tiger King says Warhammer looks boring as fuck. I don't think so. I don't think so. And like I've said on so many streams before, there was a point in time where I really wanted to get into the Warhammer tabletop world. I really did. I love playing the games. I've played a ton of their games, and I really wanted to get into the tabletop world, but unfortunately, I just didn't have the time to really do it. But there was going to be a point in time where I was going to sit down, dedicate to really learning and understanding. But I'm kind of checked out now. Like I'll just stick to the games at this point. Like I'm good. I'm good. And I know I could play it without the whole, female Adeptus Custodes nonsense. But like, I don't know. I really don't want to support this company that's being funded by BlackRock and Vanguard. Like I don't want to do it. Me personally. Not that I don't shame anybody that does. Listen, I know people have been playing Warhammer for fucking decades. I get it. I totally get it. Right? I get that people have been playing for decades and they're not going to let this woke shit stop them from playing. I understand. I understand. I totally get it. But I'm just not, I don't have the time to commit. So if I can't commit, I'm not going to do it personally. Even if I wanted to, I have to have the time to commit, and I just don't have it. So, but that's basically it, boys. That's the leaked email, supposedly from Games Workshop. Whether it ends up being true or not, time's going to tell. But like I said before, if they don't release a miniature of a female Adeptus Custodes in 2025, the woke will eat them. Like they're going to eat their own. There's no doubt about it. I promise you. They're going to eat their own. So if they knew any better, they would release female Adeptus Custodes ASAP. ASAP.